I love this idea, and I still see a lot of B2B organizations still struggling with this idea, right? This idea of slowing down, getting higher quality. And most of it I find, and I don't know if this is, sort of some of the, if you sort of look at, okay, how do we actually make that change, right? How do we make the change to the ideal that you're talking about there, and slowing down, getting to higher quality? Part of that, it feels like, a lot of these companies we see building these, maybe their internal content studios or their internal content teams, and they ultimately get ended up treating like the internal Kinkos, right? Where it's like, just produce, 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 produce,
Mhm.
and they're sort of the last in the chain. You know what I mean? They're sort of, integrated campaigns get created, and then they get put into the field, and then as they're put into the field, somebody goes, oh my gosh, we need content to feed that campaign, and then they ask the content people for assets. And so by the time they're getting the request and putting together some sort of calendar, it's already late, right? They're already late to market with it. And so pulling that process back, the content ideation and creation process back in the sort of early stages of integrated marketing development, getting those teams integrated, seems like one of the key answers that we're seeing. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm going to go back, a few different things I want to mention on this topic. One is, everything that's happened with regards to movements have kind of had brands step back a little bit to make sure that because you slow down the quality or the quantity of content, you also look at the tonality of the content. There's much more sensitivity in market out there right now. So brands need to be aware of, more so than ever, what they're putting out. And is it balanced? I think that everybody's passionately behind, as we should be, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And what's happening with these brands with purpose, that businesses are going to do businesses that share similar values, that employees are going to work for employers that they share similar values in. That presents a different challenge on the content side, to the better, in my opinion. Okay. So I think that change has been really, really well received.